We bleed!
Well, dear guests, welcome to it. It is the elite class, the creme de la creme, the top 16 of our field of 57 here at the 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship. My name is Joe Scully with my good buddy Jesse Perkins. We are ready to do some hot racing with these fast pilots in our final.
It's true. We've been waiting all day for the elite class. Pro class finals, I don't think I'll ever forget it. That was some incredible action, but we just finished 4 secret rounds of practice before the live stream, and just watching line of sight the talent of these elite class pilots is mind-blowing.
So what we're going to do here in our first round, it's a top 16 double elimination for our elite class championship. We're going to run them in heats of 4, double elimination like normal, but we're going to give everyone a warm-up pack to start things off here on the live stream. Match 1 going green. Good luck, pilots. Arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Boom. This is a good one right here. FPV Skittles, 14th qualifying here this weekend. Benny back in 11th. E-Doc in 6th. And AK in the number 3 spot in qualifying. They're in match 1. Now, again, this is practice. Top 2 will advance in the winner's bracket. Bottom 2 in the consolation bracket. And it's back-to-back with whoops, Jesse P., which means we're going to put new batteries in and race for real. This is for fun right now.
I gotta constantly remind myself, because E-Doc first place, Skittles second place, I believe AK third. I'm not sure where Benny Mac is, but it was a very hot first lap. I know you guys are watching alongside me. If you're just joining, scroll back and watch it. It was outstanding. But yeah, E-Doc beat out several pilots in the first half of the first lap and was able to muscle his way to the front. I don't know where we're at right now.
He's second in qualifying. We're just at the midway point. It's 5-lap races here for the elite class. If you've been with us all day long, we started with just a handful of laps in the hobbyists. We're now up to the big guns, 5 laps, and we're on lap 4 with a lap and a half to go for your leader, E-Doc. AK with another lap and a bit to go, and another lap and a bit to go for FPV Skittles. E-Doc now on his final lap. And again, this is a practice one. This is to get him warmed up. Onto that final lap we go with AK, FPV, and FPV Skittles.
There's E-Doc going over under his 3rd lap. Ignore that, Bell.
E-Doc done.
He's
5
done.
laps.
Way off.
We're looking at 15s across the board for E-Doc. AK, no surprises there. 12.9 on lap 2. A couple 13s in the session.
Wow.
Finished 7.5 seconds back behind E-Doc, but I don't know if you were watching. He also self-staggered. He let them go ahead. That was a warm-up. He knows a back-to-back race.
You don't want traffic in the practice round. You want a clean run.
Our good buddy Skittles finishing up 3rd there in the practice session. 18s and 17s. His hot lap is 16.5. And Benny Mac 5 laps in the session. A little longer at the start and the end in the middle. That hot lap sandwich in practice for Benny Mac. A pair of 16s on laps 3 and 4. 16.3 is fastest. As I hit this button right here, Jesse P., I'm going to blow out the data. And now, those 4 pilots you see on the center of your screen are about to go green on their first double elimination bracket race.
Amazing. I think we just saw AK drop a sub 13 second lap.
Yes.
That is amazing. Surrounded by 2 14s. Did you say that? I loved watching that happen. Caught me by surprise. These pilots are a lot faster than you might think. Turning a course like this into 12 seconds 5 times.
Yeah, that is a lot of perseverance. Last night, got to hang out with Bot Grinder and Heads, Mr. Infinity Loop himself. And Infinity Loop, he's got so many loop, not whoop. Infinity Loop flies a lot of whoops. He said he's a freestyle pilot, and the racing, the repetitive, not for him. Racers are all about that leaderboard bashing, getting better, finding the line, improving the line, trying different things, then getting it dialed in for when it matters, racing for the checkered. But here, like we've seen today, we started with 3 laps. Now we got to do it 5 times, and we got to go at this blazing speed in the 12s to win if you're going to try and take out our TQ Neon.
It's not going to be easy, but these pilots are about to pull it off. We're about to launch our very first official race in the top 16 double elimination bracket at the Northeast Whoop Championships 2024.
Well, it's our Northeast Championship. We're going to bring in the guys who made the big trips in. We're going to start things off with the pilot of the number 14 speed from Washington, USA, FPV Skittles. From Amherst, New York, representing the Northeast, the number 11 seed, Benny Mack. From Western Canada, Edmonton, Alberta, that's way north of Montana, that is EDOC, the number 6 seed. And from the Southwest, Mr. Whoop Racing pilot, course designer extraordinaire, and the number 3 seed here this weekend. From Chandler, Arizona, Mr. AKFPV, your high seed here in match number 1. These 4 pilots, they're elite. They know the deal. Top 2 in the winners. Bottom 2 in the consolation bracket, they're ready. Let's not burn lipo on the blocks. We're going green. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5.
That was a fast 5. I can't believe it's already elite time. Wow, what was that bobble by EDOC? Something is going wrong.
There is some kind of issue. He killed it in practice. He got the entire heat. Now it's AK, Benny Mack, and Skittles. And look at this battle for the number 2-3 spot between Benny Mack and Skittles. They're trading places as AK now on to lap number 2 with Benny Mack and Skittles only 3 seconds back.
AK 1, Benny Mac 2, Skittles 3, and EDOC 4 after a really strange air had the craziest bobble and had to set her down, regather. Could that have been a gyro? I don't really know. But AK looking so smooth. Here's another dive for AK. I barely even saw it happen. The wibble wobble is left and right and over. There's no need to talk about any of these course features because you can't say the name of whatever we're looking at before they're done flying it. It's on that level. Another dive for AK since I started this sentence, ladies and gentlemen.
He's already a lap ahead of that now. He's just gone on to his final lap, lap number 5. 3 13-second lap times in a row. He's dancing with a 12, but he doesn't need it.
Wow.
He has a 9-second lead over the rest of the field, but it's a top 2 advance. Right now, Benny Mack running the number 2 spot. He just got on the final lap as AK gets in the crash gate with a W, his first bracket win, your highest seed. And he gets it done as we get ready to wave a checkered in that crash gate for Benny Mack.
There it is. Benny Mack and the deuce. EDOC almost getting in. Now Skittles finishing up his final lap.
Well, EDOC is a lap back.
Still
Skittles,
alive. Track
now,
is still live.
We have no NASCAR rule. Now, for those that want to know what we're talking about, the NASCAR rule is when the leader finishes their race, everyone finishes their race. That rule does not apply in whoops. And so the clock still goes until Seeker, Paul Adkins, taps you out. So even though first and second are decided, FPV Skittles still has the time on the track. He's on his lid. EDOC well out. And now they're going to call it right there. First and second, AK and Benny Mack moving on in our winners bracket to match number 6. There'll be no channel changes. While we'll take FPV Skittles and EDOC down into our consolation bracket with no channel changes for them. When they come back in match number 5, AK and Benny Mack coming back in match number 6. Again, no channel changes. Match 1 done.
A strong finish. Can you believe we're at the kind of race where Skittles and EDOC are sent to the consolation bracket race number 1 by 2 truly worthy competitors?
So
that's
we
amazing.
Talked a little bit over the course of the day of this format of how whoops run a little bit differently than 5-inch. And one of the things that AK, we're going to be bragging on him, obviously 3rd overall seed of the field of 57. I talk a lot about since there's been a global qualifier track submission contest, he won the first 3 of 3, undisputed best track designer on a voting contest in the community for 5-inch racing. A lot of people can tell an AK race, whether it's in the sim, etc. He is a heck of a course designer, heck of a pilot, has been to champs numerous times. But in that first round, EDOC actually blazed it in practice. So kind of a weird answer, a callback and a retort there. And now we get to do it again for these next 3 groups. We're on race number 2. This will be a practice heat, and then we'll go green with you, Jellin, Tweech, FPV Cam, and Pork Chop.
This heat features Pork Chop FPV, a pilot that a lot of people are talking about at this event. It's his 2nd major event, although he did terrific. I believe he was actually officially 4th place at the Tiny Whip IO tent. Need to double check that, but I think that was the official result. So I got here, everybody's saying Neon's in 1st place, but Pork Chop FPV, a pilot I'm not as familiar with, here in the number 2 seed spot. We're about to watch him fly now.
Number 2 overall, he's the highest seed in this heat. He's on the left-hand side of our screen on our pilot profile pictures. And yeah, it was an amazing time at IO when we got to meet him then. And here we are. We see him as your 2nd overall seed in our field. With FPV Cam Tweech and Ugelin, this one's a practice one, 5 laps. Good luck, pilots. Arm your quads, live on the tone, less than 5.
Well, special shout out to everybody joining us on the WeBLEED FPV YouTube channel, but also the Multi-GP YouTube channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hit the like button. I know you're subscribed to both. Thank you guys so much for supporting us in online social media.
And planning your evening with us, King Kleck was working upstairs, had his sound system cranked so he could hear the sultry tones of Jesse P along with his buddy Scully. When they're chatting, he came back, and he is back to watch our Elite Division.
Well, thanks so much for being with us, everybody in the chat right now. We're here in a practice round of Group 2 in the top 16 of the WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championships.
And this one is practice. That's why we're not really focused on it. We're letting the pilots just warm up because we're going to put new batteries in, bring in a heater. We talk about the International Open. We talk about Pork Chop, like you said, top 4. The 2023 International Open in the Tiny Whoop tent. Great racing. Also, another one of our staples from International Open is in the chat. Gankman is with us. He's excited to watch some more whoop racing.
What's happening, Gankman? We missed your pork shoulder.
The International Open, the world's largest drone race, into its 7th year here in 2024 at the the Academy of Model Aeronautics in Muncie, Indiana. There's so many things to do and see, 8 different tracks, including the legendary Tiny Whoop Tent 2024, hosted by Jesse P. He is back in the Tiny Whoop Tent. And like you said, you got to go to the Tiny Whoop Tent, but you also got to line up. When Gankman says the barbecue is ready.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's looking forward to that. What is it, a 12-hour slow-roasted pork shoulder smoked? I don't even remember the way he put it together, but it was the most delicious snack that you never asked for or expected to have.
That's right. Come for the barbecue, do a little drone racing.
Why not?
International Open 2024.
Special shout out to Tweech for a reset on a questionable gate right there. I just love it when I see pilots acting like that.
Yeah, he's kind of trying some things out. Now's a good time to try it out, right? You practice before your bracket. He's got like a 36, a 26, a 20, a 17 in there, running hot. That's 5 laps for everyone. Let's bring her down. Put a new battery in. We're about to go green on that one. High seed in the group, Jesse P. Pork Chop. Pork Chop got us 5 laps in and got the field by 1.2 seconds in practice. FPV Cam was 1.2 seconds back. And we had some fun with Ugelin and Tweech, but again, I hit a button over here on our scoring PC that is going to wipe the data. That was for practice. Practice pack 2 with whoops. Over the course of this entire event, it's been all about running 2 packs back to back. In qualifying, you'd run a qualifier heat, then another qualifier heat, then you'd wait 3 in your heat group, 3 other sets of pilots to fly, then you'd fly 2 packs and you'd wait, fly 2 packs and you'd wait. And here to kick off our elite class bracket, doing the exact same thing. We just ran a practice here for this group, and now they put another lipo in, and we go green for real with our bracket round. Match number 2, the top 16 of pro class here at the 2024, or the elite class. Doug, you got to adjust the bottom left. This is the elite class, the WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship. We're at match 2 with the number 15 seed from New Jersey, Ugelin, the number 10 seed in our elite class from New York. Got to hit a little button here. I think that's one of those, yeah, North Tonawanda, New York, bringing us Tweech. We go to the Buckeye State of Ohio for the number 7 seed this week in elite FPV Cam. And 4th at the IO 2023, 2nd in qualifying this week from just outside of the Greater Toronto area in Ontario, Canada. Fan favorite, Pork Chop, your highest seed here in match number 2. The pilots are ready. We're going green for real this time. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5.
Well, it's these pilots' first time on the track for reals without a practice here in the elite class double elimination bracket finals. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's have a look at the pack. Feels like Pork Chop, first place. Second place, Ugellin and FPV Cam side by side, but Tweech is right there with him. Pork Chop now starting to pull away just a little bit here on lap number 2.
He's got a 2-second lead. It's Pork Chop, Cam, Tweech, Ugellin, but anything can happen. About 5 seconds separating them after one, with about 3.5 laps to go. Pork Chop now on to lap number 3. FPV Cam in second. You want to be top 2. He's 1.8 seconds back, so they're pulling away a little bit. And now it's go-go juice time for Tweech and Ugellin if they want to stay in the winner's bracket. And Pork Chop just lapped them. Pork Chop now on to lap 4, getting ahead of Tweech, who's a lap back. FPV Cam still running second, but those top 2 are in fine form with a lap
Cam
and a half
just
to
moved
go.
into the first place position. Pork Chop just set her down for a short moment. Cam took the advantage. Now Cam on his final lap in first place after that giant drop on the triple stack gate. He is moving into great position. Pork Chop trying to take it back, also pushing very hard. There's another little bit of a bobble by Pork Chop.
But if you're a spotter for Pork Chop, you're like, take it easy. You're 16 seconds out of third right now. Now 11 seconds. Just get second and advance to the next round.
And he did just that. Pork Chop brings in second place behind FPV Cam in first place with a very clean first run on the course here in the official elite class racing. Bravo, FPV Cam. Bravo, Pork Chop. Bravo, Ugellin and Tweech.
Bravo, brava, each and every one of you. The win of match number 2 going to the Buckeyes, State of Ohio. FPV Cam getting the field by 1.2. Pork Chop remaining in the winner's bracket as well, number 2 spot. He was 11 seconds ahead of the cut, as we'll take them onwards and upwards in our winner's bracket, hearing no bad news from our remote officials. Channel change for Pork Chop FPV, going to go to race band 6 when you come back with FPV Cam in match number 6, a break of about 4 races. And into the consolation bracket, we'll take Ugellin and Tweech, their journey not done. And a channel change for Tweech, race band 1. Tweech, race band 1 when you come back with Ugellin in match number 5 as we get set to warm up with match number 3.
Special shout out to our remote judges. We love all that you do. Your job, in one sense, just got a lot harder because we turned up the gas quite a bit. In another sense, I would also predict slightly easier because I personally expect a lot less questionable maneuvers here in the elite class. People that should go back for a gate probably would and will, leading to a lot less DVR reviews if I had to guess. But I love the remote officials keeping it all on the up and up.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. At one point, we actually had them in my ear, and I was doing more of the administration and officiating, and the remote officials. You get to a race like Multi-GP is going to run again, Mayhem, the team race. It is Crazy 8, the 8th year of Mayhem this April. It'll be live on the Multi-GP YouTube channel to check it out that first week in April. And then all the remote officials get to hear a behind-the-scenes AirPod version of what's said off the mic.
That's got to be good.
But if, without the support of those remote officials, we would be freaking out trying to find people here on site. And so our thanks to all of those supporting us officially from afar and all of our unofficial remote officials. Thank you as well for watching us here on the WeBLEED FPV YouTube channel, the Multi-GP YouTube channel as well. 5 laps of practice. Pilots, we're going green. This is for fun. Arm your quads, live on the tone, lesson 5.
At another one of the events I went to, we called all of the unofficial remote judges hall monitors. Started to stick.
All right. That is going on our list.
Joe's writing it down.
That's on our list for our project that we were talking about there between the rounds. Yes, sir.
No more leaks. No more leaks.
All right. All right. I love it.
Well, everybody's been waiting to see Nightwing on this course, and I'm afraid to even say his name, but I just did. Oh, and that's what happens. A little bit of a tip as he sets up for his dive gate. We're here in the practice round. What a wibble wobble.
Well, the entire family's watching OG Dr. Love. Don't freak out, family. He's not running first, but this is practice. He's just warming up. They know the deal. They know the strategy.
They know he's going to win this event.
There's Pino on to lap 4. Always a Pino fan. I got to watch him win the collegiate championship, and here he is playing a big game, number 5 in qualifying this weekend. He's on lap number 5 here of practice before we put that other pack in and go back to back.
Well, you know, in these practice rounds, sometimes I don't quite keep up with everything going on the course. Pierce Pino's riding first in front of Farmers. Wait. Yes, that was correct, everybody. Pino's already pitted in the pit in the crash gate.
And 1 to go for Farmers, Nightwing, and OG Dr. Love. Pino's already chilling. Looks like Farmers going to take a knee. Nightwing, 5 laps in the session. Your hot one on lap 2 of 14.6. Pino had a 14.5 on his lap 2, but did 5 hot laps there, finishing 5 laps a minute 21.
Wow.
OG Dr. Love found a gear once he heard that the whole family was watching. His first one, a 20, not the worst. His second one, a 26. And we said, the entire family's watching right now, according to Mom, Brittany, and OG Dr. Love found that gear. Boom, 19, boom, 17 for the family at home.
17
that was just
flat.
for practice. 17.040 on his last lap.
Beautiful.
And Farmers getting it done as well. 4 laps. His hot lap is 17.5 on his opening lap. But we reset that data. That was just for fun. That was a warm-up. Now we go green for real.
Farmers absolutely crushed that round. I can't believe how well he flew. Second place behind Pino in front of Nightwing and OG Dr. Love.
Farmers 12th in qualifying here this weekend of the 2024 WeBLEED NorthEast Web Championship. And the other thing, I'm following along on the chat and the race and the data, everything that's going on, even my own personal text messages coming in. And the chat has been blowing up. And this is one of the first times I've ever seen equal amount of love for the 4 pilots flying. A ton of Pino fans, of course. Nightwing, when they say Nightwing, I see Rodney has just regular Nightwing. Most people have like a ton of eyes, and the Nightwing.
Like crazy do.
Nailed up, of course. Captain of Team Canada, cheering on his boy Farmers from the country of Canada. And of course, the entire Dr. Love family watching at home. Mama Bear Brittany, cheering on Mr. OG Dr. Love.
Time for race 3 for reals after our practice round. Time to turn up the heat as the same 4 pilots fly for reals here in the preliminary round of the elite class double elimination bracket.
Talking about turning up the heat. 42 degrees outside. That's 6 Celsius for Canadians. We're going green. Pilots, arm your quads. Top 2 is what you want to do. Live on the tone in less than 5.
That was a beautiful launch. Whole shot goes to Nightwing, but he got passed right away. Appears to be Pino out in front, leading Nightwing right now here on lap number 1. Contact between Pino and Nightwing right there in the Tetris piece as they set up for their dive. Nightwing came out of it a little faster.
Now that was Pino, I think, up into the backside of OG Dr. Love. Nightwing.
Again.
Nightwing now, your leader. Pino second, Farmers third, and OG Dr. Love about to get onto that lead lap. He does. Remember, 5-lap races. We're just warming up.
Wow, that's the truth. Well, Nightwing's already done with 2 of those 5 laps, riding in first place. Spring across second place. Pino trying to catch him, a 15 behind Nightwing's 14.2. Farmers is right there as well, dropping an 18 in front of OG Dr. Love's 18.
We're seeing a little bit of gap in separation, 3 to 4 seconds, first to second to third to fourth. Still chasing Nightwing, and Nightwing is super fast right now. In the 13s, Pino still running second, 5 seconds back. He just had a 14-second lap time. They're sitting pretty decent. There's Farmers and OG Dr. Love crossing over as Nightwing goes on to lap number 5, his final one. White flag flying in the number 1 spot. Pino running second, 4.7 seconds back with breathing room. He's got 8 seconds over the rest of the field, and it comes down to this final lap for them and Nightwing in our crash gate.
Bravo, first place at the championship event for Nightwing. Let's bring around to second place. He had a little bit of lap traffic there, but didn't have much of a problem negotiating it. There's Pino making it official, second place in his first preliminary round official elite class event at the National NorthEast Whoop Championships.
All right, who's on all right?
Yes, sir.
OG Dr. Love is third.
We're going to finish up here with Farmers. Finish strong. Boom! A little Disarm.
Early
shut her
disarm.
down.
Yeah, shut down the VTX before he got in the crash gate.
And all smiles on the right-hand side of her screen, and why not? Oh,
Oh, no. There's your winner, Nightwing, feeling great coming out of that heat.
why not?
Who wouldn't want to be sitting right there? First place in elite class preliminary round feels so good. He's earned it.
Got the field by 11 and a half seconds.
That is a statement, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we got
So-
one more round of practice coming up.
Let's take Nightwing and Pino for a little trip to match number 8. No channel changes. OG Dr. 11 Farmers, match number 7, Consolation bracket round. That's the bad news. Good news is no channel changes. Let's go to your next heat of practice, the old warm-up, the back-to-back packs.
We're bringing in Rec, Chainsaw FPV, Baxony, and Neon FPV. They're going to do one pack of practice before they get flying here in their first preliminary round race. Before we start to move into the elimination races next round, after these two packs, we'll meet a couple of our Consolation bracket pilots fighting to stay alive just around the corner.
It was a lot of fun watching the pilots compete in qualifying yesterday with this back-to-back situation. And I would say, I don't have the stat, and I probably could pull it up, but I would say at least 75% of the time, if they ran 1 and 2, or 3 and 4, 5 and 6, that back-to-back, their second effort was faster than the one. Just in that instance going back-to-back, and we get to do this here to kick off our brackets each and every time.
Yeah, it's actually a really smart way to practice, I think. Alternate between just constant flying the way some pilots practice, but taking these short breaks after a pair of packs is a really smart way to go about practicing, in my opinion. Sets up some of these pilots in a really nice way.
So this one has your hot seed, Neon FPV, your TQ top qualifier. 3 laps in 38 seconds. 3 laps in 38 seconds.
What's that average lap time? Just
That
off the
is
top of your head.
just under 12.25 seconds a lap, I think.
I want to see that so bad.
Yeah. 3 low 12s is what he did. Yes.
Incredible.
Got the field by 1.7 seconds on his fast 3 laps. That's about just over 0.4 of a second per lap on his fastest 3. We're going green again. This is a warm-up battery. Have fun with it. 5 laps are yours to do with what you choose. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5.
Well, I saw Rec take a little bit of a digger on that start-finish gate. I believe that was a collision with the LED tubes themselves. Rough start to a practice, but that's what practice is for, I think.
I think everyone having a little bit of an issue. I mean, we're just talking about low 12s. Neon just had a 12 or 15.9. So everyone not having their best.
Well, there's a 12.
And there's Neon's 12.9. Again, this is practice. Just have fun. Wrecked with the 14.9. Baxoni with the 17.5. 17.5. And Chainsaw, you can see he's got a little something going on there. He's got to get refocused. He was hero of the game earlier. Let's see what he gets done here. Wreck has found a gear, I believe.
You've got to love that line of sight view on the screen. Shout out to Dougie in the truck. This is an amazing view, and it is honestly the best part of doing commentary, sitting right against the course. You can feel the wind coming off these props.
1 to go. Neon with a 12.3 the last time around. Again, this is practice. This is a warm-up. I think he's warm. There's Neon done 5 laps. 5 laps, a minute 20.
Wow. That's pretty fast.
I must have had a misread for Rex.
No, he just kept flying. There's no
I think, Rack, you're done. It's only 5 laps. There you go. Thanks, Rack. Baxoni, c'est complete. C'est tout. 17.4. Your fast lap. 17.4. Pour un meilleur lap. That's not. Chainsaw, 5 laps in this session. Fast lap was lap 5. Everyone is done. C'est tout, Baxoni. C'est complète. Ça, c'est votre 6e lap. I think he speaks French. He's from Quebec, Canada. They speak French and eat poutine. And I don't have French fries. All right. Practice is now officially complete. We're now set to go into your final matchup of the preliminary round. Get ready to have some fun.
Yeah, nothing but real racing till we crown our champion. Can you believe it's already time for it? 7:17 p.m. here in Fayetteville, New York, home of the Northeast Whoop Championships 2024. It's been a long day of 3 other double elimination brackets leading up to the elite class. And now a glance at the winner's bracket.
That's where we're at. We're on match number 4, bottom left-hand side. We have the number 16 seed of our field of 57. All the way from Delson, Quebec, Canada, Antoine Deschênes Baxoni. The number 9 seed, we call him a local pilot because he's a big part of the WeBLEED community, the Northeast community as well. He is a pilot from Ware, Massachusetts, David Ayers, Chainsaw FPV, the number 9 seed this weekend. Then from Nebraska, right? Papillion, Nebraska, Dawson Reckinger. You know him as Rec, the number 8 seed. And our TQ top qualifier here at the 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship from just up the road in Syracuse, New York, Neon FPV, your TQ. Here featured in our preliminary round bracket match number 4. There seems to be only one serious pilot on that pilot card screen, we call it. And that's Chainsaw. That's the one I'm scared of right there.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
He's staring into my soul right now.
Looks like everyone else just wants a selfie or a handshake, but
Yep.
Chainsaw, he's out for blood right now. Ring, ring, Top 2 advancing in our winner's bracket. Bottom 2 to the consolation bracket. We're going green, Jesse P. Put on a suit. It's time to get wet. Pilots, arm your quads. We're going live on the tone in less than 5.
I'm on board with Chainsaw. Appears to be in third or fourth right now, chasing down a river of whoops, flowing through this course. Lap number 1 in this official race.
And one done for Neon. 12.9 his opening lap. He saved a little bit from practice. And you got Rec in the second spot. Chainsaw running third. Baxoni fourth. And 4.9 seconds separating the 4 after 1 with 4 laps to go.
Neon already on lap number 3, way ahead of Rec. There's Rec crossing finally over onto lap number 3 as Neon is about a half a lap ahead, already through the dive gate and wibble wobbling onto lap number 4.
Well, and of course, it is the top 2 positions here in these preliminary rounds. Chainsaw is only about 1.7 seconds back behind Rec in that battle for the number 2 spot, but somehow Rec just found another gear. He's getting hotter as Rec now has 2 to go. Chainsaw has 2 to go. And that battle for the number 2 spot separated by 2 seconds as we put Neon FPV onto his final lap.
Every one of these pilots telling all their friends how they've got to share all these heats with Neon. It's an extra challenge for the other 3 pilots pushing hard. As we see Rec hit that dive gate for the last time. Chainsaw is right there with him side by side.
Neon, you got to go to the crash gates. Neon, you got to go to the crash gates. Did Neon get in the crash gates?
Rec, you got to go to the crash gate.
Someone's saying don't listen. We're still on your team.
Wait,
Okay?
who's saying don't listen?
Oh,
Like 2 pilots at least.
Skip the section on lap 3. Skip 2 gates, so that's why he did an extra. Oh, Leon?
Oh, that's the don't listen part.
I was like, don't listen. Keep going.
all right. I think we have to review some things.
Yeah, I want
Here's
to
what
review.
happened. Neon skipped a section on lap 3. And so I was saying,
You didn't even
don't
catch
listen
that?
to them, listen to us. I missed it. I mean,
One of them did.
so it is under review. So he kept going and did another lap to make up for that. And so,
You had 5 done when I called it out, for sure. Yeah, you did 14, 16, 15, 14, 15, and then you were on your 6th lap.
yeah. Spotters only count to 5, okay? Unless Neon skips a section, then yes, counting to 6 would be the right thing to do.
But it's not
One
easy
whole
to
hand.
count to 5 when you're rolling like that. I could count to 3 if I was living in that flow state, but counting to 5,
When he should have went
that's
to
not
3
easy.
and started over again, I was like, I lost track. I was like, what are you doing?
So little bit of a review
A
for that
little
one.
bit.
Just a little bit.
So what we're going to do here, before we bring out match number 5, we are going to play back the tape on that one.
I got a text that he.
Let's roll it back.
And so our remote officials say that Neon did complete his 6 laps. So we're going to do 2 things. We're just going to assume that that was right, and that's a fair assumption, to be all honest. First thing we're going to do is we're going to watch the crash gate finish order. Then we're going to go back and review the Neon laps. And it's not going to take us long, right? Like, it's going to take us less than 90 seconds.
But we want to watch Rec as well right now.
Okay, so
That's the message I got.
so it should be
That's the message I got. He did
4, 1, 3, 2.
Yeah, I don't think he missed any actually though. He made a couple mistakes.
All right, before we bring out match number 5, we want to get this straightened out. So we have a legit crash gate finish for Neon FPV ahead of everyone else. Hey, Paul, hold them before you power them up. If you could, hold them until you power them up. So we have a legit finish for Neon. And now the next one to finish should be Rec, top left-hand side of our screen. Oh no, I got Baxoni finished. Because Rect kept flying. So you see why this one's dirty? Rect kept flying. So Rect crossed through the finish gate, but stayed out a 6th lap. And so where Neon needed that 6th lap, which we haven't officially confirmed yet, Baxoni then goes into the crash gate on lap 5. Rex stays out there on lap 6. And what that results in, no, they'll take the number 2 spot. Baxoni is in the gate after 5. Baxoni lap times 17, 17, 17, 17, 16.
Legit.
And then you have Rec, who stays out there.
Poor
on
Rec, he
lap
got
6.
14, 16, 15, 14, 15, much faster lap times, but went for lap number 6.
And so we start with 1, then we go to 2, 3, 4, 5, crash gate, okay? We had this happen in the earlier group. We had people come down after 3.
Yeah.
In the pro, we had people land after 3 when they needed to do 4.
Exactly.
Here in the elite, they're doing 6 when they need to do 5, other
Yeah.
than Neon, who allegedly had the issue on the 1 lap, so had to do the 6th lap because lap 3 would have been scrapped. So what we're going to do is in about 30 seconds, we'll power up. We'll still review the Neon laps to make sure that he does 5 legit. And so that is going to give us Neon with the win. That is pretty much official. Baxoni 2nd, Rec will be 3rd, and Chainsaw will be 4th. And so I'm going to bump them up. Again, that is pending a review, making sure that Neon did do 5 correct laps. So for the interim, we'll take Neon and Baxoni to match number 8. Winners bracket, Rec and Chainsaw FPV to match number 7, Consolation bracket. And now, thank you for your patience. Match number 5 and Seeker. We're going to go to match number 5. We're going to pick things up here in the Consolation bracket.
FPV Skittles, Edoc, Ugellin, and Tweech already have 1 strike against them in this double elimination bracket. It's a fight to stay alive. The goal in race number 5 is to be 1 or 2 and start to claw your way down that long and dirty road to the finals. It's possible to make it to the finals from the consolation bracket after the preliminary round, but it is not easy. All 4 of these pilots aspiring to do just that.
So I think he's bottom, right? We know he got in. Yeah. The question is did he do 5 or not? So that's under review.
Consolation bracket time. So we're looking at positions 13, 14, 15, 16. That's what we're going to decide between match 5 and match 7 in the consolation rounds. Top 2 will stay alive as we match up with Tweech, Ugellin, EDOC, and FPV Skittles. We're going to go green here. Dougie, you can swap from your preview to your source, to your program. Doug? Dougie? Douglas? Diver down? Mr. Kling? You can swap. We're on match 5. So you can take your preview and put it on your main if you'd like. I'm just trying to help out. There you go. Race is going to start in 20 seconds. It is our first consolation bracket race of the night. You gotta help him because he's doing the other thing. All right, pilots. First or second, what we're looking for, arm your quads, live on the tone, less than 5.
A depressing idea to think we've got to send 2 of these pilots out of the building after this race, but I'm willing to do it.
Not the worst. We got to crown a 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Whoop champion.
EDOC in first place right now. Skittles was in second, but about to get passed by Tweech as Ugellin and Tweech all on the ground. Skittles holds on to that second place position, chasing down EDOC. Here now on lap number 2. EDOC with his second dive, very smooth. Now Skittles setting up for his second dive as EDOC already on lap number 3, first place. EDOC, Skittles, Tweech, Ugellin right now, and Tweech and Ugellin got a little bit of ground to make up. There's EDOC's, what is that, his fifth?
He's on to lap 3 now. Now lap 4.
Yeah, that's right.
He's just pounding laps right now. He's consistent 3 15-second laps like he's flying in a sim.
Wow, a little bit of a bobble going through that. Ooh, and now a third attempt on the dive gate, and now a fourth. EDOC stumbling hard here on this lap.
That's the leader down. That's opening the door for Skittles. Now, Skittles is in second by a bunch, by 23 seconds, so he doesn't need to worry, but he has a chance now. It is EDOC and Skittles on the final lap, side by side, here on lap number 5.
EDOC with the slight advantage makes his way to the dive gate, 2 to 3 seconds ahead of Skittles. Not enough room for a single mistake. Can EDOC keep it smooth? And there it is. Boom! Into the crash gate.
Oh,
EDOC
Canada.
First place. And Skittles stays alive in the consolation bracket. Incredible.
Great finish for EDOC. Great finish for Skittles. They are 1 and 2, advancing into our consolation bracket a little further, up to match number 9. That's where our journey looks to end here for Ugellin and Tweech. Ugellin is on lap number 5, and Tweech came down early on lap 4. And so we will give Ugellin, he got us 5 laps, so there's third place for Ugellin, 4th place for Tweech. And so they're in that 13 through 16 position overall after the final tally here at the 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Web Championship. And again, we take EDOC and FPV Skittles further along in our program. We will see them when they come back in match number 9. No channel changes. No channel changes. Match 5 in the books. We're excited to have each and every one of you with us. Of course, this event is the WeBLEED Northeast Web Championship. We're all excited to be a part of Team WeBLEED here this weekend. Great web store, all your racing parts, your craft, your needs, but also I think WeBLEED FPV, well renowned in the whip industry for the different assortment and selection of gates, innovating on gates from the round oval LED line gates, and of course the LED pole style gates that we're featuring here at the 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Web Championship. WeBLEED FPV, WeBLEEDFPV.com, and of course, we're excited to have you as part of their marquee event, and we can't thank them for their support. The entire team, Jeff and Jace, and the entire WeBLEED team, bringing us the 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship. Back into the winners bracket, Jesse P, AK, Benny Mac, FPV Cam, and Pork Chop FPV. Oof. This is an early bracket in our winners bracket. This could be a precursor for at least 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 pilots that we'll see in our final 4.
Yeah, hard to think that we've got to send 2 of these guys to the consolation bracket at only race number 5 out of 14. But that's the way it's got to be. AK, Benny Mac, FPV Cam, and Pork Chop.
You can see them in the top center of your screen as we present the winner's bracket graphic. Top 2 in this one advancing to match 11, semifinal, the winner's bracket, where the final 4 will go to our final 4. And of course, it is a winner's bracket. Bottom 2 will go to match 9 in our redemption round. Not the worst, but let's be second or first. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5.
Well, the first one to budge is definitely AK. Let's see. Ooh, a little bit of a bobble at the bottom of his big drop, and that's going to set him back to third. First place. Let's see who can it be at the crash gate first. FPV Cam getting chased down by Benny Mac.
What do you mean? Who
AK
can it be?
back out in front.
You knew
now.
it was going to be AK. AK, your leader after 1. Then you got FPV Cam running second, 1.3 seconds back. Now we clean things up. Pork Chop and Benny Mac in a battle for third, fourth. But right now after 1, it's AK and FPV Cam.
Already onto his third lap now. Through that triple stack gate. AK riding in the first place position. Sets up for his third attempt on the third dive, rather.
FPV Cam is only 2.5 gates back, but they have a pretty good gap. 9 seconds over third and fourth to remain in our winner's bracket. And we almost saw a little side-by-side, blade-to-blade, duck-to-duck action. And now with 2 to go, AK well in front of the entire field.
The only one flying cleanly without considerable wrecks. We saw direct contact between FPV Cam and Pork Chop. That started a string of incidents for Cam. Very uncharacteristic of his flight style.
And AK already knows this is his final lap. What he needs to do, get to that crash gate. Boom! There's a W and a win. Another one for Mr. AK FPV. Moving to the semifinal, the winner's bracket. Joining him is going to be maybe Benny Mac if he can get across the line.
FPV Cam locked down second place, but it was tight.
FPV Cam got in?
He did.
Yeah, timing missed it.
Well, that's all right. That was a fast one. I'm still swallowing everything that just happened, to be completely honest.
Well, you were watching. I'm getting a thumbs up from our remote officials that results are clean. And so using the information of how you called the end of the race and seeing a mislap there for FPV Cam, that is going to be a good enough finish for FPV Cam to advance to the semifinal of the winner's bracket, the number 2 spot here in match 6. And that will put Benny Mac in third and Pork Chop FPV in fourth. They go from match number 6 here in the winner's bracket down to the consolation bracket and hit a couple buttons. Hold tight.
Makes me want to rewatch that one. And from the perspective of Pork Chop, I'd like to know how the second seed got kicked out at this stage.
Yeah, it was tough for Pork Chop FPV. Pork Chop and Benny Mac, you're back in match number 9. A channel change for Pork Chop. Pork Chop going to race band 1. And we're having a discussion here.
Joe, I'm now at 1 second.
Well, in-house, they're saying you should probably take a look at it, and our remote officials are also saying let's take a look at it as well. And so
We're going to do it.
results are not official on that one. Results are not official.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is I hit that button. I bumped him, but that is unofficial. And so once again, if we can go into a holding pattern before we power up, we're just going to review the results of that last race. We need about 2 minutes. Pilots, we appreciate your patience. If it was you, we'd do the same thing too. We will get that straightened out here in a second. While we do some reviewing here behind the scenes, queuing up the tail of the tape, why don't we take a second here to thank a few of our local corporate and national partners bringing you the 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Whip Championship. We'll be back after a few words from some of our friends.
WeBLEED FPV. Shop now. FPV whoop drones, whoop gates, and accessories. FPV swag. Join the adventure today. Only at WeBLEEDFPV.com. WeBLEED. WeBLEED FPV.
Well, a review happening here behind the scenes. Now, they flagged FPV Cam. Not only did our remote officials flag Cam, someone else walked up. FPV Cam flagged himself, but they were talking later in the race. We started queuing up the tape, and FPV Cam actually missed a gate, probably about the third one after the start-finish gate on the opening lap. And so he did not go back. He continued on with traffic. Yeah, to the best of our knowledge. Now, not the worst, FPV Cam is now going to go in the consolation bracket. So we're going to take FPV Cam to match number 9. That'll be a channel change of race band 8. When we get to that, Pork Chop, unfortunately, no changes for him. He's now still in the consolation bracket. Match number 9, it looks like a channel change for Pork Chop to race band 1. And so that moves Benny Mac up to the semifinal, the winner's bracket. No channel change for Benny Mac, and of course, AK, super clean in the semifinal, the winner's bracket, match 11 as well. As we now go back to our consolation bracket. This is match number 7. Trying to decide those lower positions, 13 through 16. Top 2 staying alive. Good luck, pilots. Arm your quads. Live on the tone, lesson 5.
OG, Dr. Love, Farmers, Chainsaw, and Wreck. Here in this consolation bracket race, it's a race to stay alive. Tons of traffic. I'm riding on board with Chainsaw. He's got a lot to negotiate ahead of him. Appears to be first place Wreck, second place OG Dr. Love, Chainsaw followed by Farmers in fourth place, but there's no doubt that has changed since I started this sentence. I'm glancing ahead to the front. Wreck on lap number 2, getting ready to pirouette his way back towards that dive gate for the second time. Already through it. Wibble Wobble rounds out lap number 2 for Wreck, riding first place. He's got company. OG Dr. Love's there with him. OG Dr. Love riding in second place comfortably in front of Chainsaw, riding third place. Farmers in fourth as Wreck in first place.
Still with another 2.5 laps still here to go. And now 2 to go for Wreck on to lap number 4. He has a pretty good lead. Here comes Chainsaw FPV moving up from third into second. There's Farmers, and here comes OG Dr. Love here in a second. This one is a grinder, still with a lap and a bit to go. Wreck, white flag flying, 1 more to go for him. On to lap number 5. And now a battle for second. On to that final lap we go with Chainsaw running second. Here comes Farmers. He gets on to the last one, 5.3 seconds back. And OG Dr. Love about to get onto it. And we just lost second. That moves up Farmers and OG Dr. Love. That's why you got to finish your races. This one's not done yet. Only thing we know is Wrecked has got the win. Who gets second?
Wrecked is in the box after what looked to be a near flawless flight. It was frenetic. He's always had that frenzied flight style. Well, it looks like we're going to do a DVR review at the end of that one.
Are we? Okay. Dude, those are my favorite words, other than you were right. You were right, my favorite words. DVR review, my second favorite words. We just want to confirm that race as we were all watching different things, and we believe we were right. We just want to confirm.
It's good to double check. I mean, it's an important race. We're at the elite class finals. We're sending 2 pilots home this race.
You know, it's good to dot those I's and cross those T's, Jesse P. Okay, so it's going to be channel 1, top left. Wreck is going to finish first. Then it should be 3 and 4, Farmers and OG Dr. Love. There's Wrecked done. Can confirm?
What a gap.
Then it should be Farmers in the
What a
bottom
gap
left.
for Wreck on this one.
Oh, yeah. Because I believe second just
Yeah,
went through the
looking
dive.
like Farmers is going to, yeah.
But OG Dr. Love is only a gate back, and I think we're done there, right? In the crash gate? In the crash
Yes.
gate. So results are official. OG Dr. Love will be third in that match, 2.5 seconds back. And Chainsaw FPV will be fourth. So results are official. First to Wreck, second to Farmers, third to OG Dr. Love, and fourth to Chainsaw FPV. When it's all said and done, so let's bump them up. Wreck and Farmers, we're not done with you yet here on a Sunday night in Fayetteville, New York. We'll take Wreck and Farmers to match number 10. No channel changes. No channel changes. That was match number 7.
Get ready for race number 8. This is going to be an unbelievable race. Nightwing, Pinot, Neon, and Baxany.
So now that we have we've done that redemption bracket, we're just looking at it in a second. So we do the calculation, and you have fourth in the 2 first elimination or redemption rounds. You have third in the first 2 elimination rounds. You look at those thirds, and fourths, and then how they qualified for your overall finish order. So top 16 in the number 16 spot. Now that we've eliminated 4 pilots, taking our 16 down to 12, you got Tweech in 16th, Chainsaw 15th overall, Ugelin 14th overall, and OG Dr. Love finishing up in the number 13 spot, exactly where he qualified. But a great finish, great showing, and I know the entire Fam Jam stoked with his performance. Back to the winners bracket, we are at match number 8. Baxoni, Neon FPV, Pino, and Nightwing getting set to fly. All right, pilots, arm your quads. We're going live on the tone in less than 5.
Wow, I am loving the traffic of these early first laps here in these 5-lap elite class races.
Chase cam after chase cam, line of sight. I got 4 wide right now. Lap 1 done. How we looking?
Neon in first place, already at that dive gate for lap number 2. Stalls it out and makes the last second correction, looking so good. Neon's on to lap number 3 with an error going through the start-finish gate. Who's riding second going to take advantage? Neon on his lid for an extra second. Could he be down? He's back.
He's back. Don't count him out.
I wouldn't.
That's not right,
Yeah, so Nightwing riding in first place right now, getting ready to set up for his dive here on lap number 3. Beautiful. Now wiggle waggle. Let's bring Nightwing across in first place onto his final lap.
1 to go for Nightwing. 1 to go for Neon FPV. Goes from near back of the pack. Even though he crashed out, he was never 4th, but he is now running second and on his lid.
Quadruple.
We're done with Nightwing, but now Pino just got onto the final lap. Does Pino get by the down Neon? This is close. This is for the advancement to the semifinal, the winner's bracket. It's not an elimination race.
Wow.
But a race to the line. Pino will pull up the number 2. There's one for the Peen.
Wow, and it all came down to one wreck for Neon where he had to do at least a quadruple turtle. Kept flipping back onto his lid. I'm not sure how that can happen so many times. Huge upset for Neon, who we will now send down to the consolation bracket, meet up with in just a few races.
Yeah, a little bit of bad news, but could be good news for Neon. One more pack over everyone else if he's able to work his way into our Final 4. And we've seen the champion of an event in this format come out of that consolation bracket, coming in hot. But we're celebrating right now in Massachusetts and Colorado, Pino and Nightwing going to the semifinal of the winner's bracket. It looks like no channel changes for them. And in the consolation bracket, we are going to, I got one channel change. Pino going to go to race band 6. Pino and Nightwing back in match 11. That's a break of about 3. And channel change for Pino to race band 6. Into the consolation bracket, we'll take Neon FPV and Baxoni. And we got to change the channel on Baxoni. We're going to go from race band 6 to race band 2. Race band 2 for Baxoni when you come back with Neon FPV in match number 10. That was match number 8.
Back down to the consolation bracket with race number 9. It's time to fight for your life. EDOC, FPV Skittles, Porkjock, and FPV Cam. What a lineup. EDOC, FPV Skittles, Porkchop, and Cam. You got any predictions on this one, Joe Scully? Man, hard to imagine. Porkchop, EDOC, Cam, Skittles. Oh, I think I'm going to go with that order. Maybe Porkchop, Cam, EDOC, Skittles. It kind of comes down to the way these pilots are going to perform under this epic pressure.
Well, they are blowing up the chat. We're blowing up the text messages as well. All the families watching. I talked about Jesse P, how I start every morning opening up the fridge, and right beside my fridge, I have my 2 Christmas cards that I've kept from the Thomas family and the Perkins family. Notes coming in from everybody here this evening. Earlier today, my son competed in his very first drone race. He won the hobbyist division, Just J FPV. And his sister, so Just J is Marshall Scully. His sister's Josephine Scully. And she was saying about her brother, he is the best drone player ever. So that was the feedback coming in from the Scully household.
What a compliment.
From the Thomas household.
That is beautiful.
Again, every morning I look at those 2 Christmas cards, right? I got Caitlin, Jesse, and George, a.k.a. Jessafina. I also have my second Christmas card every morning at that window right beside my fridge, the Thomas family, with our friend, my best friend, our friend, founder and CEO of Multi-GP, Chris Thomas, along with his lovely wife, Stacy, along with his 3, our biggest drone racing fans, Wyatt, Rachel, and Savannah. They're watching here tonight. They say hello, and I mean, they've been watching qualifying yesterday on the secret streams or watching the brackets here today. And Wyatt, I mean, we're going to have a battle of all the kids. George, just Jay, and Wyatt. He is fired up watching the drone race tonight. And Wyatt says he wants to come to the next WeBLEED Whoop Championship here in the Northeast. Well, Wyatt, ask Daddy to put some more fuel in the plane and come on up in 2025.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you.
It's going to be a family event for all of us very soon. I got a family now. Everybody's getting families.
Everyone's
you guys have
getting
obviously
families.
had families for a little while, but
We are growing drone racing in
By
so many
breeding.
ways.
yes, exactly. We're literally creating future pilots.
Drone pilots. And right now, I'm winning.
Yeah.
My kid just podiumed today.
Yeah, but you only got 2.
I only got 2. I only have
So
2.
maybe Chris is winning.
CT has an advantage.
But I'm still in the game.
And think about it. CT, he flies way better than I do. He'd be a great coach. And I mean, he is a great coach. He's like almost one of my life coaches. When I have a problem, I call up CT.
You think Wyatt's
I
gonna
could be
fly
talking
with the
about
claw?
anything. He just listens to me yammer, and then he's like, boom, here's your problem, here's your solution. I'm like, done.
I know that feeling.
Good coach to have in your corner.
I know what you mean.
Can you guys announce, be careful where you step? We had some wires break over by the crash gate.
Pilots here in-house, just watch your step over the course of the course. We had a few wires broken from awkward steps. It took me a day and a half not to trip over that one right before our dive cube.
I just kicked it loose again.
Watch your step.
But
Match number 9 is where we're going to next. EDOC, FPV Skittles, Pork Chop FPV, and FPV Cam. 2 of these pilots going to be eliminated. What a crazy roster. Talk about Pork Chop FPV. Top 4, the 2023 International Open in the Whoop Tent. Fan favorite. And we've been talking about this crash gate. You go through the start-finish gate, then you go into the crash gate on your final lap. At I.O. 2023, he didn't make the top 3. He didn't podium because he was passed between the crash gate or the start-finish gate and the crash gate. In fact, on board with them, he let up. He didn't really understand the whole crash gate situation. And that's where a spotter is really important, right?
Yeah, you hate to
How many
see that.
laps have I done? What do I need to do? How much momentum do I need? And see how it plays out.
well, so we know Pork Chop is the highest seed in this heat. Number 2. What's the seed for Cam and EDOC? 6,
FPV
7.
Cam, yeah, that's right. FPV Cam was 7th, 3 laps, 42.1. EDOC was 6th, 41.9. What about Skittles?
I'm not counting them out, but I'm saying it's the EDOC Cam rivalry that is making this race hard to call in advance. For me.
Well, it's also Canada versus USA. We got Pork Chop from Ontario, Canada. EDOC from Alberta, Canada. Along with Skittles and Cam. Lots of rivalries. Let's go green. 5-lap races, of course. Top 2 stay in the competition. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5.
There is nothing like watching this river of whoops scream the sky. Here at the Craftsman, it's the WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championships. Race number 1. Looks like Pork Chop holding that one spot. Wibble Wobble is going to kill lap number 1. He's got EDOC right on him, though. Pork
Canada
Chop-
1 and 2. FPV Cam 1.9 seconds back in number 3 spot, and Skittles right behind him as well. 3 seconds separating our entire field. That's only 1 lap. 4 to go.
Well, there's a little bit of a weird bobble and wiggle around for Cam. Going to set him back. I believe he just dropped to 4th, but let's look back at the top of the pack. Pork Chop tumbling around as E-Doc flies cleanly. Here comes his dive.
Well, you got Skittles and Pork Chop on top of each other in a battle for the two, and it's the top two positions to stay alive. There's E-Doc with 2 laps to go on to lap number 4. And here comes Skittles. Then here comes Pork Chop. They're separated by 1.4. Skittles with the advantage over Pork Chop. 2 laps to go, separated by a 1.5 seconds.
But look at E-Doc, has a big struggle. Got lost for a second, and I'm not sure where it ended up after all that. E-Doc with the wibble wobble. Let's bring him across, but I am showing Skittles in first right now.
That's right. Skittles having no issues. Everyone else having 1 issue or 2. And so it's Skittles by 2 seconds here on the final lap. You got the 2 Canadians in second and third. Pork Chop.
Wow, really
Wow.
close finish. Pork Chop 1, Skittles 2nd, E-Doc 3. 90% sure Skittles went in and bounced back out. I can confirm. E-Doc in 3rd place, and that was so close. Skittles versus E-Doc down to the wire. Oh my goodness. That's what you want to see.
You know how much I want to see it?
I do too.
Let's play back the tape, the finish of that one.
We think it's clean, but E-Doc, will you tip? Yeah.
Turn which? Turn it a bit?
Well, he's judging off it. Okay, good point. Yeah. We're just talking among ourselves. Cam's not clean. The result.
So it is going to be top left, bottom left. It's going to go left, left, right, right on the finish. Ready?
They all got names.
Pork Chop is top left. Skittles is bottom left. Then it'll go E-Doc top right. FPV Cam bottom right on the finish is what we're confirming here. Our judges say the laps were clean. And again, we're just playing back the tape here, the finish. Remember left, left, there's Pork Chop. Then it's going to be Skittles.
Here comes Skittles. There's the start-finish gate.
No question there. Let's just go real time. Boom. Skittles is in. There you're 1 and 2.
E-Doc's in just a
Look
second.
how close E-Doc was. E-Doc just about stayed alive in the competition, but Skittles held him off. Let's
Wow.
watch it in real time. Ready? I'll go Pork Chop, Skittles, and E-Doc. Ready? There's Pork Chop. There's Skittles and
Man,
E-Doc.
remember a second ago I was talking about the rivalry between E-Doc and FPV Cam. They both got shut out by Pork Chop and Skittles that round. What an upset.
Fucking with my voice.
Wow. Pork Chop and Skittles advance to round number 12. We'll meet you in the quarterfinals of this entire event. 2 more races, and we'll see you guys in the finals.
No channel changes for them. And we're getting set for match number 10. Pilots are getting lined up.
Skittles is going to brag about eliminating E-Doc for the rest of his career.
Taste the rainbow.
Taste the rainbow.
Skittles qualified 14th. E-Doc was 6th. Skittles is up a
That's
weight
a
class.
trounce. Yeah, he's just on fire. And he rode first place for a fair amount of that before Pork Chop took him back. We're
Nailed
coming into
up.
race number 10 out of 14 in the elite class. It's getting down to the wire. It's been a long day of drone racing, but we are almost to the point of crowning our champion. An
Props
elimination-
off says, thanks for the slow-mo. Yeah, we love DVR reviews. Love doing them. And we've done them in so many different ways, wires and cables and apps, etc. And this is absolutely my favorite. As we pan that camera around, you're seeing our official recording on our official
the
DVR.
same thing we're looking at, you get to see. You're on the same level as us in terms of clearance back here for DVR reviews.
And you get to hear some of the thoughts, the analysis, and sometimes even just the reactions of what we're seeing. And we love to play the tape back, whether we need to decide if what the finish is. But sometimes, and we've seen it a lot over the course of today, we're just playing it back because we can, It's fun, and what we're about to show you is awesome. We have lots more racing to go here tonight.
That's the truth. Our chat is loving it as well. Tasty saying, who's tasting the rainbow? Props off, of course. Still joining us in the chat. Shout out to Kiz in the chat saying, I think Dan just skittled himself.
Ooh.
What up, Mini Rolls Rule? Joining us from across the pond. Well done, Skittles. Amazing flying. Fans of Micro Drone Racing from around the world. Joining us here for the last 4 to 9 races of Elite Class.
Looks like we have a track repair going underway here, Jesse P. We're going to thank a few more of our local corporate and national partners of the event, and we're going to be back here with match number 10 in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere.
WeBLEED FPV. Shop now. FPV whoop drones, whoop gates, and accessories. FPV swag. Join the adventure today. Only at WeBLEEDFPV.com. WeBLEED. WeBLEED FPV. Shop now. FPV whoop drones, whoop gates, and accessories. FPV swag. Join the adventure today. Only at WeBLEEDFPV.com. WeBLEED. WeBLEED FPV. Shop now. FPV whoop drones, whoop gates, and accessories. FPV swag. Join the adventure today. Only at WeBLEEDFPV.com. WeBLEED. WeBLEED F.
Course repair here underway. You heard us making a little announcement earlier about the pilots walking around to watch their step, and well, course repair underway. Will just be a few moments before we're back green. We are at match number 10, Rec Farmers, Neon FPV, and Bexoni. This is in the redemption bracket, consolation bracket, losers bracket, where everyone is a winner. Top two in this one will advance to match number 12 versus Porkchop FPV and Skittles. And from there, 12 has a chance to go into that match number 13 semifinal, the redemption bracket, or the semi-elimination bracket. Match number 12 goes to 13, which will go to our final four. We're at match number 10, we showed you moments ago, which means match 11 is on deck, which is our semifinal, the winners bracket. So 10 is a consolation bracket, 11 is a semifinal of the winners bracket. Then we do that consolation redemption round, 12 into the semifinal 13, and then we get to our final four, match number 14. And we call them matches, not races. Why? It sounds cool. Thanks to my buddy Joel at Hydra for using that terminology. But secondly, when we get to match 14, we're going to run that group repeatedly until someone gets 2 wins, 2 aces. The great format, Chase the Ace, which allows us to watch that final four compete again and again until one ultimate winner is decided. Jesse P is back. Our pilots are set. Match number 10, consolation bracket. 2 Canucks in this one from Quebec, one from Ontario. Baxoni from Quebec, Canada. Farmers from just across that 49th parallel in Ontario, Canada. Along with Nebraska's very own Rec and our top qualifier from just up the road in Syracuse. Many people flew into Syracuse, right? Neon FPV, our top qualifier, hometown pilot, working his way out of this consolation bracket. 2 pilots advance, 2 are going to celebrate St. Paddy's Day here in the hotel lobby, the Craftsman Inn and Suites. Pilots, good luck, arm your quads, live on the tone, lesson 5.
It looks so good. I just love the launch of these races. I don't think I'll ever forget watching these things scream past us. First place, Rec and Neon side by side right now. Wibble wobble their way onto lap number 2. Neon moves into the first place position. Rec is pushing hard. They're flying cleanly and swiftly. Neon pulling ahead just a little bit further. There he is with his dive gate. Rec through his dive gate. 2 to 3 seconds separating 1 and 2 leaders of this consolation bracket race. Rec has been flying every single pack with Neon, trying so hard to catch up. Was that a midair for Baxony? I heard what sounded like a collision. I looked back to the front of the pack. How's Neon doing?
2 to go for
He hit the light.
Neon. He is about 5 seconds ahead of Rec. Rec running second. He's about 6 seconds ahead of Farmers, who's running third. And then Baxoni with some issues, about 7 seconds behind him. So they are gapped as Neon now goes on to his final lap. 1 to go for our top qualifier here in the consolation brackets. Looking to work his way in hot into that final four for Chase the Ace tonight.
Well, a little bit of a rough round for Rec right there, who found a little bit of lap traffic, ended up having to bail out of that dive gate, then reset 2 times, wound up wrecked and rolling on the ground. It's anybody's game now for second place. He's rushing for it, though. There's his dive. Wibble wobble for Baxony, though, making a sprint for it.
What just happened there? Baxoni's a lap back, though. That's the thing.
So he's pushing, but look at Farmers.
It's Rec pulling up second, though. Rec had a little bit of, I think he got a little disoriented before the start-finish gate, and then carrying it through the crash gate. But I believe he got through fine. Results are unofficial here at the moment. But right now, unofficial order is Neon first, Rec second, Farmers third, Baxoni KTM in the number 4 spot. And that is now coming in as a thumbs up and official.
Man, Rec really fought through some difficulties there. I'm so surprised he was able to pull it off, whip his way back into second place before the finish gate, ahead of Farmers and Baxony.
Neon FPV and Rec moving to match number 12. It's a break of 1. Rec, I got a channel change going to race band 2. Rec to R2 with a break of 1, coming back with Neon in match number 12. Now we go to the semifinal of the winners bracket. And you know, as we get them staged, I just took a break there as we were paying some love to the great partners of the 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship. And I was thinking back to all the great drone races and all the great memories. And of course, at this event, that first bracket race where Neon messed up a lap and went out and did a 6th and still finished up first. And I'm like, what a statement. Still to finish first, 1 lap ahead of everyone.
Yeah, he lapped the elite class pilots in the final racing here in the double elimination bracket, but somehow still wound up, was a rough round, I can't remember which one it was, pushed himself down to the elimination bracket. So now he's not even present here where you would expect to see a top qualifier in race number 11.
It took me back, that moment that we saw earlier here tonight in our elite class division, to the 2018 Sebring Drone Nationals. Well, I had that little break there and I was doing some reflection of some great drone racing. Of course, I was thinking about our founder and CEO, Chris Thomas, the great memories that we've had because we've seen some crazy races. And I know he's watching from afar with the family. He's enjoying the moment. Normally he's at the event. They're watching him at the event, watching the racing. They love drone racing. They love seeing their dad on the live stream. Now he's at home giving them a little bit more explanation, I'm sure, and some appreciation. But it took me back to a moment because we had an issue in qualifying at Sebring where Heads Up FPV, who is pretty much an up-and-coming pilot at the time, he had a bad lap. And so we had to do a restart, and everyone had a lap advantage. So the restart was pretty much by the book. There was no rule for what we did, but we set the stage. And at the end of the day, Heads Up FPV needed to lap everyone to make up for his error on the whole restart, because it was like, I think it was a false start in a whole shot situation. So he was deducted a lap. So he would need, it was a bracket race, he would need to lap the entire field to advance. And at Sebring, I mean, I remember the big conversation, Chris Thomas and I, other people, we sat down looking at the rules, set the stage. All right, here's the best scenario based on the rules at play. Heads Up FPV was able to do it. And here in the present, 6 years later, we're at the Whoop Championships in Fayetteville, New York, and Neon did it mid-race. Lap the field when it happens under pressure.
Yeah, he had that minor choke where he lost where he was and what he was doing, and to make up for it, did that entire extra lap.
And now we advance to our semifinal, the winners bracket. Top 2 to the final 4, bottom 2 with a chance to come in hot, but they'll be racing with Neon early. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5.
These are all the winners. To get into this race, you got to win your first 2 races, and it is not easy here in the elite class of the Northeast Whoop Championships. First one through the dive is AK riding cleanly, and now he's got traffic because Pino is right there with him. Also on lap number 2, riding second place behind the leader, AK. A 13.9 to AK's 13.2. Now Nightwing crosses over in third place in front of Benny Mack, riding 20 seconds for his fourth place lap.
You got some high qualifiers here. Nightwing with fourth overall. Pino was 5th overall. And AK was 3rd overall. Benny Mack's the one up a weight class. And this is a nail biter. We still have 2.5 laps to go. We're chasing AK as he goes on to lap 4, 2 to go.
A race for second place. AK moving away in first place, but Nightwing trying so hard to catch Pino right now. Have a look at Pino. Just a few gates ahead of Nightwing right now. Not enough breathing room for a single error. Dive gate to dive gate. There's only a few seconds separating. Now Nightwing picking up the pace.
2-way battle for second. Pino and Nightwing, like you called it. Benny Mack's a lap back. AK's got this one on lock if he's able to go smooth, but it could be Pino, it could be Nightwing with that punch ticket to our final 4.
Man, that was close. Pino pulls it off as a whoop. Benny Mack lands right next to the announcers. Not even sure what's going on. What's up? Nightwing in third place, I'd say 4 seconds back. Can we get the stats on that? 2.3 seconds behind Pino.
We will play it back just for fun. confirm that finish order right now unofficially. 8K, then 3.6 seconds back, Pino, then 2.3 seconds back, Nightwing, and then a lap back of Benny Mac. And you and I got to be featured on the live stream there as Benny Mac crashed
Shout out Benny
into race
Mac,
control.
giving us a little bit more screen time. Thank you so much. For a while there, Nightwing was really pushing, getting closer and closer to Pino, but Pino said H no and really pulled away before the end, gaining plenty of ground on that crash gate before Nightwing could catch up. I thought he had him for a second.
Oh, it was, like I said, that could be a precursor to what we're going to see here as we get closer to that Final Four of our elite class here at the 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship. Just going to play back that final finish. Not as tight as some of them that we've seen earlier over the course of the day.
The action really took place in the first part of lap number 5, where Pino just, again, started to pull away so hard from Nightwing, who had been pushing for a lap and a half. We're just reviewing.
We're going to review that finish.
There's a close-up of race number 11. AK and Pino moving on as we send Nightwing and Benny Mac down to race number 13.
Can confirm. That's from Letterkenny. You ever watch Letterkenny? Great show. It's on
Pitter
Crave.
patter.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's get at her.
So can confirm AK with the dub, with the win. Next across should be Pino.
Custom FPV saying great battle. Wow. Jesus still joining us. What a race. AK rocket ship emoji. Should I just say emojis like that, guys?
You could just say
cringe.
rocket ship.
Feels so cringe to me.
And so Pitter Patter can confirm. Letterkenny is life. Results are official. AK and Pino are in your Final Four for the Elite Class Championship.
Wow.
Nightwing and Benny
Huge
Mac
accomplishment.
down to match number 13, semifinal of Consolation bracket. The chance to redeem themselves and get back into that Final Four. And no channel changes. No channel changes.
We're really filling out this race, right, or this bracket.
We're down to the top 8 of the 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Web Championship.
And just like we said before, every single race from here till we're done is an elimination race. No more free chances. Starting with race number 12. Pork Chop, Skittles, Neon, and Wreck. This is going to be awesome.
We're looking for Borg Slayer. Jace, where you at?
Jace, are you in the house?
Three matches. At least 4 races to go before
What up, Jace?
we crown a champion here. We're going green. Consolation bracket race. 3rd and 4th, 7th and 8th overall. Not the worst. Top 2 advance to the semifinal of the Consolation bracket. 1 stop away from our Final Four tonight. Could be you. Let's go green. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5.
Wow, a launch in unison. I watch on board with Rec, and he sees, let's see, at least 2, maybe 3 quads in the sky in front of him, looking to the front. Neon's already at the dive. I looked over Pork Chop. He's all on. He's down right now. So Rec in second. Skittles riding 3rd place right now, all behind Neon in first. Already through the triple stack gate. Second time on second lap. A look at the field and line of sight cam, and it is an unbelievable sight in person. Let me tell you. Wind pushed all over the place by these tiny aircraft as Neon, flying clean in his 3rd lap, just brought in a 13 in front of another 13. Rec rolling second, 18 in front of a 14. A little bit of ground to make up.
Well, remember, he can do 12s. He's done a bunch of 12s, but he only needs a couple 13s to get into that Final Four, and he has a lap and a bit still to go. About to go on to his final. Who's going to join him?
Pork Chop stuck under the table right next to my left foot, and I'm not going to touch it, ladies and gentlemen.
Dear guests, it's okay. Rec
Thank
gets
you.
on to lap number 5, still running in the number 2 spot. And there's Neon to the crash gate, and he will stay alive to race back-to-back in the semifinal, the consolation bracket. Now, results are unofficial. We got to get it checkered. Here comes Wrecked. Wrecked is across the line, unofficially in second at the moment. And then, could it be 7th? Could it be 8th? Well, Skittles and Pork Chop are both on lap number 5, gnarly lap number 5. And this is the difference between 7th and the difference between 8th. Both of them are almost on top of each other. Full send to the checkered.
Oh my gosh. What's he doing? All right,
Pork Chop didn't
Skittles.
finish his race. Pork Chop didn't hit the crash gate, did he? You bounced out? He says he bounced out. Dougie, I know you're a big Pork Chop fan. I know. I feel like I'm at the IO whoop tent all over again from 2023.
Man, that race was looking so good for Skittles, but the last, was it 1 lap or 2 lap? He was struggling so hard on that dive gate.
He went in and out. Review it. Let's do it.
Commotion
Pork Chop,
here.
He did go in. He did go in and bounce out. He even did an extra little yaw spin before going into the crash gate. So journey
beautiful.
coming to an end, but a great finish right there for Pork Chop. He is going to be 7th overall of our field of 57 pilots here at the 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship. And a top 8 finish for Skittles. That is a bump up. Skittles qualifying 14th overall, and he gained 6 positions, battling his way through the brackets. Brackets were Skittles' jam here this year, finishing up in the number 8 spot overall in the WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship.
But that 4th or 5th lap was the longest anyone has spent struggling on that dive gate. Not trying to talk smack on my man Skittles. That was an awesome run, but that dive gate was torture for me as a fan.
We have a back-to-back
You were
here for
driving me
Neon
crazy,
and
dude.
Wreck. You're up along with Nightwing and Benny Mac. I
Yeah.
got channel changes for
Congrats.
both the Neon to race band 1, Neon to race band 1, Wreck to race band 6. Neon to 1, Wreck to 6, and you're up now when you're ready. No hurry. Versus Nightwing and Benny Mac, semifinal of the consolation or redemption round. We're down to the top 6 pilots.
That's right. Only 2 more slots left in the finals. Nightwing, Benny Mac, Neon, and Wreck fighting to get in there. It is anybody's guess what's going to happen. This is the last race before we move into the finals for elite class at the Northeast Whoop Championships, where we're going to go to a Chase the Ace style format. So this will be our last single elimination race. Hard to pick who I think will be eliminated here. Everybody in the world knows I'm the biggest Nightwing fan on planet Earth, but I cannot count out Wreck, Neon, Benny Mac.
Getting lots of love here in the chat, also in my personal Facebook messages as well. The love for the live stream here tonight, and a lot of thanks coming in here to Diver Down, our boy in the truck, Dougie, for doing an outstanding job once again with our live stream broadcast, bringing us the Northeast Whoop Championships.
We should make him put himself on camera
He was.
to give a proper gratitude.
Do you want me to challenge another Pork Chop lap? And then if that happens, like, we got to review Pork Chop again. Then you'll see Dougie and I square off. Like, listen, I don't know about Pork Chop.
Look, you can see his hand driving this camera as he tries to focus on himself.
In real time.
No, it's focused.
This is how serious he is. He put on his glasses.
Yep. Yeah, he's hiding behind a monitor in some kind of stand, but there he is. Shout out Dougie Doug.
There's our guy.
We love him. We love you.
And love coming in from Scooter Pie, our buddy Scooter Pie, Dougie.
That's props off. Everybody around here loves him. Yeah, yeah. Check out his YouTube channel. I say it every stream. Go subscribe. Props off. Scooter Pie.
So more text messages coming in.
Me too. I'm blowing up, I swear. Just everybody's messaging me just like you.
I don't know. This may be some drama. We've been waiting for drama, but my wife wants to know where Pork Chop is from. Easy, honey. Toronto. From Toronto. Yeah. My wife's interested. I don't know.
Semifinals time. Pilots.
She's just excited to see other Canadians competing. Of course, watching her first drone race from start to finish. Obviously, just Jay earlier this morning. She wants to see who wins. Semifinal consolation bracket. 3rd and 4th finish up 5th and 6th overall. Getting those high fives from everybody. Top 2 go to our final 4 versus Pino and AK FPV. Here in your final 4, from Nebraska, Rec from just up the road, Neon FPV. From Washington, Skittles. Nope, wrong heat. Let's go to New York with Benny Mac. There we are. Dougie's helping me out with the names. You got Benny Mac making the trip here from Amherst, New York. Nightwing from Loveland, Colorado. Rec from Nebraska, who we just saw advance from the previous race, and our top qualifier, Neon FPV from up the road in Syracuse, New York. 2 advancing to the finals versus AK and Pino. 2 finishing up 5th and 6th overall. You ready for it?
I'm ready for it.
Let's do it. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5.
Look at the bodies of these pilots, so calm. Oh,
an issue there for Nightwing. He's able to recover his craft remotely a la turtle mode. Issues for Benny Mac as well. And,
pull it back, pilots.
They're calling it as a hole shot. They're calling it as a contact resulting in a crash. Now, earlier today in our elite class, our sport class, and our pro class, the hole shot gate was the cube. But it was announced during our pilot briefing here for the elite class, the hole shot is actually top of the tower, right?
That's right.
So a lot of time to get settled in on that opening lap. A hole shot, for those that are unsure what we're talking about, contact resulting in a crash before the designated hole shot gate results in a restart, no penalties, no harm, no foul, and sometimes people are like, come on, man. And I like to say, well, if it was you, we'd do the same thing too.
I didn't get a good look at what happened, but I saw Nightwing tumbling on the ground uncharacteristically. He could have easily had contact. I'm pretty sure that's what our judge, Jace, determined when he called the hole shot. That can only happen one time. That means if there's contact before the hole shot gate in this round, we're not bringing it back. This one's going on and on unless we get EDOC action.
You know, tonight we're seeing a lot of green on our WeBLEED FPV Whoop Championship jerseys as well. But of course, we got to recognize the Emerald Isle, as tonight is the night of St. Paddy's, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, where everyone has a little bit of Irish in them as we celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Look at all these guys we got to pinch. Somebody run around and pinch these guys. Because they're not wearing green.
That's right. Pinch me, I'm Irish, or I'm not wearing green. And I've been bragging about our host and home here for the 2024 edition of the WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship. Craftsman Inn and Suites. And probably my most favorite thing is that they have Guinness on tap at the bar. So as we are about to go green, a tip of the pints to each and every one of you. Happy St. Paddy's as I celebrate my 33rd year of Guinness. 33 years ago, my first. I was in an Irish pub in Toronto, just down the road from Pork Chop. 33 years later, we're watching some of the best whoop racing on the planet here in Fayetteville, New York, and they're ready to go green on St. Paddy's Day. See what I did there? Pilots, arm your quads.
Poetry.
Live on the tone in less than 5.
Last race before the finals, ladies and gentlemen. Guess what? They're all flying right next to each other.
That's right. This is a feature right now. All eyes are on Neon, top left-hand corner of your screen. Look at those robotic turns. He's on lap 2 with 4 laps to go. Beck running the number 2 spot, 1.7 seconds back. And don't count out Nightwing and Benny Mac. They're about to get on. Oh, no. Count out Nightwing. He's trying to get back up.
Don't count him out.
Come on, Benny Mac. Come on, Nightwing. Let's have this a nail biter and a banger.
Wreck on lap number 3, riding second place, trying so hard to get up there at that Neon spot. But Neon already at the dive gate for the 3rd time. Wow.
Rec
They're
is
moving
sitting
quick.
pretty. Rec is 14 seconds ahead of third right now, but he had Nightwing right with him. Nightwing gaining a little bit of ground. Rec doing a little defense. We got 2 to go with your 2 leaders trying to make it to the top 4. And now Neon, white flag. 1 more to go for Neon. And about now, it's going to be 1 more to go for Rec.
Oh,
and
no.
Look at this. Now we have something to talk about. But they're a lap apart. Rec goes on to his final lap. Nightwing's a lap back. Neon is in your final 4. And now let's finish the race. See who joins them.
Wow, and a full lap separate Nightwing and Rec right now. But have a look at Rec. Did he get in there? Now he did. Rec is in the finals of Elite Class at the Northeast Whoop Championships. Bravo. Well, there's another turtle for Benny Mac. Nightwing wound up down by Scully's feet, tumbled underneath the announcer's booth, and I heard him struggling down there. But he was able to get out, but it didn't take long before he was a full lap back.
The chat is blowing up right now for Neon. A lot of things just happened. He was the top qualifier, and he got into that loser's bracket. He was able to redeem himself, and now he is back in the final 4. That was one thing that happened. He also posted 4 12-second lap times with, including, I believe, the fastest lap on the track on his opening lap, 12.387. 5 laps in 66 seconds.
Unbelievable.
You're like, oh, 4 of the 5 were 12s. What was the other one that wasn't a 12? 13.009.
Less than 1/100th of a second away from that 12-second lap.
That's right. 9 thousandths of a second. Well, no, 10. Yeah, 1/100th of a second.
Good math.
Right. 1/100th of a second faster. You'd had 5 12s. Say, hey, don't count me out. We're coming back. So it's going to be a WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship send-off for 6th overall in our field, Mr. Benny Mac, top 6. That was after qualifying 11th. That is a big gain for him. And 5th overall, right about where he qualified in the number 5 spot, Nightwing with a big finish here at the Whoop Championship. I got a channel change for Neon, race band 2. A channel change for Rec, race band 8. Neon to 2, Rec to 8. Flip their channels. You want it the other way around? Okay. You want Rec on 2, Rec on 2, Neon on 8. That's what you want? All right, that's what you got. You want it? We will give it to you. That is what we're here to do. We are here to please, Jesse P.
AK Pino, Neon, and Rec in a single heat for finals. But not just a single heat, because we're going in to chase the ace. That's the format where you need 2 first-place wins to be named the champion.
Let's do it.
Well, we're going to give them a second to breathe, right? Big questions. Will we see 5 12s out of one of these pilots in the final 4? Will we see 2 rounds of Chase Ace? Will we see 5 or more race-offs? How much racing do we still have yet to do? We're going to find out here as our pilots charge up. Get ready to fly. Take a breath as well. We are back with Chase Ace, round number 1 of the 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship Elite Class Final, right after a few words from our great partners of the championship.
WeBLEED FPV. Shop now. FPV whoop drones, whoop gates, and accessories. FPV swag. Join the adventure today. Only at WeBLEEDFPV.com. WeBLEED. WeBLEED FPV. Shop now. FPV whoop drones, whoop gates, and accessories. FPV swag. Join the adventure today. Only at WeBLEEDFPV.com. WeBLEED. WeBLEED.
Well, are you ready for it? Final Four Elite Class of the 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship. Let's meet your Final Four for Chase the Ace for the championship here tonight. We're going to start things off coming out of the Consolation bracket, and, well, a pretty good week here. Qualifying in the number 8 spot, and now in our Final Four. Out of the Consolation bracket from Papillion, Nebraska, it's Dawson Reckinger. It is Rec coming in on race band number 2. Also coming in out of the Consolation bracket, your top qualifier here this week from just up the road in Syracuse, New York, Johnny Exner, Neon FPV is in your Final Four. Coming out of the winners bracket, making the trip down from Needham, Massachusetts, Pino Caceres, Pino 151 in your Final Four, coming in out of the winners bracket, and your number 1 ranked pilot here out of the brackets into your Final Four from Chandler, Arizona. Anthony Knight is back with us, AKFPV, your high seed in the Final Four. Qualifiers 8, 5, 3, and 1. Getting set to grind it out in Chase the Ace round number 1. We run this group repeatedly until someone gets 2 wins. Will it be 2 and done? Are we going a big night of racing, Jesse P? Let's do it to it. Chase the Ace round 1 about to commence. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5.
All 4 pilots. Hole shot, ladies and
Hole
gentlemen.
shot, call it back. Contact resulting in a crash before the hole shot designated gate, which was the top of the tower. But here in this first round, they didn't even make the start-finish gate before that one was called back. You got the hype, you got the nerves.
You know what I love about the hole shot rule? One guy hollers, and then everyone in the room hollers. It's the most viral moment.
Well, I know we got a drone dad here, and, you know, drone dads, they used to be the spotters. They used to be the ones that helped build, and now drone dad with us tonight is just a spectator sitting front row, sitting back. But drone dad, it's time to get into some merch. It's time for merch, Jeff. I got the best line for the Neon t-shirt and jersey for Neon FPV. It already went by in the chat, but it was Neon Light My Fire tonight, I think is what it was. Dang, I got to go back in the chat. It was turn on my lights tonight. It was the best line ever, and I'm missing in the chat. We got some great lines. Lots of Neon fans here tonight. Turn the lights on for Neon. Neon Light My Fire. Turn all things on Neon.
Go, go, Neon, Neon, go, 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 Neon, go, 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 Neon, go.
Well, I mean, we could make some T-shirts out of that. Available in the next 6 to 8 weeks at tinywhoop.com. Get yours. Entire line of merchandise coming very soon. The 2024 line of Whoop Racing.
High fashion.
Got a lot of Pinot fans in the chat as well, cheering on him. All the Cornhuskers are behind Rec tonight. Rec has been leading the charge here. Qualifying 8th, but I mean, he's even been faster than his qualifying times in brackets. Definitely one to contend with, and who doesn't get behind AK? Always fun to see his adventure. Needs a travel agent. Always has flight issues, car rental issues. He's not one of those people that complains to Facebook. He just shares his story, and love to see the adventure because every single time there's a happy ending. Like, I read the AK post, like, oh, no, he didn't get a rental car. He had to sleep on the airport floor. He makes it to the race, and 9 times out of 10, he podiums. Will that happen here tonight? I don't know. Lots of racing to go. At least 2 rounds. The pilots are ready. Chase the Ace, round 1. Going green on a St. Patty's Sunday night. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone, less than 5.
What a launch. AK, Rec, Pino, and Neon. There's contact. AK and Rec both go down. Pino goes down. There goes Neon. Your first place seed now running away with it already through lap number 1.
Now remember the rule, it was top of the ladder. That was after the bottom of the ladder. Keyword after the bottom of the ladder. And so this one's all neon in round number 1. But anything can happen. There's AK running second. He's a lap back. Rec is right with AK in a battle for second. Finish points matter for podium. So even though we're looking for aces, seconds and thirds, even fourths, are just as important in the equation as Neon goes on to lap 4, 2 to go for him. 3 12s across the board. Does he do 5 to win the first round, or can we expect the unexpected here tonight? Rec and AK a little more separated here, working on lap 3 as a white flag flies for Neon. He's only got 1 lap to go.
Here he comes, too, already through the TGS for the second time. Here's his final attempt on the dive, a perfect execution. Now the wibble wobble. It's Neon getting ready to throw that first ace in his pocket, but let's have a look at second place points as Pino sets it down briefly to reset the gyro. AK chilling on his dome, but back up and in it right now. Neon finished a near lap ahead of everyone.
Just like how he got back into this thing. Remember his first round where he had to do that 6th lap to make up for the 3rd? Let's bring Rect across the line in the number 2 spot. Rect gets in the box. Our crash gate in the number 2 spot. AK going to pull up 3rd here in the first round. More racing to go. And our remote officials say no issues on that one. Results are official. And as we retrieve some quads, put some more lipos in, your TQ top qualifier Neon FPV is again your ace to chase, and he's got a win in the bag.
And that was a dominating win. We look out at the course and Rec, AK, and Pino rolling around on the ground while Neon continues this flawless flight, gapping the entire field here in Elite Class Finals by almost a full lap. I can barely believe it, but it's what we just witnessed happening. What up, Chase?
Insane right there.
So we want, obviously we've all become giant fans of Neon. We love Neon.
Oh.
A worthy champion is a worthy champion. We love that. But there's nothing I love like I love a multi-ace finals, especially in elite class. It's a rare treat.
I know Seeker, our flight line director, is really pushing them through, but we're not in that big of a hurry. I'm feeling nostalgic. That's what happens when it's my 33rd St. Paddy's Day with a pint of Guinness. But stand by.
AK did not get first place tonight.
No.
All right, what's the order?
Neon, Rec, AK, Pino. They're just confirming something. Everything is fine. Everything's fine.
Everybody's
But
okay.
I was getting nostalgic, and we have Drone Dad. Neon FPV's dad is with us here tonight. Take me back to the very first International Open. That's when the whoop tent wasn't a tent. You were in the museum up at the front, right?
Oh, I remember, yeah.
Do you remember waiting for World Cup to finish?
Yeah, because when World Cup finished, that was the only race. That was the only year that Tiny Whoop had our finals after World Cup, and the entire Tiny Whoop finals was canceled. Never even happened that year.
Didn't even happen?
Didn't even happen.
Well, you know why? It was like there was the World Cup with 64 pilots from around the world. We had communication issues with language. We had tech issues. We're running 5-inch quads. And that final went off at 3:30 in the morning. 3:30 in the morning, if you can imagine.
I remember.
And you know who was in that? 13-year-old Neon.
Really?
3:30 in the morning.
I did not remember that.
And
what an adventure.
He was napping between brackets, and his dad, his eyes were as red as our multi-GP mic flags. Jeff was trying to get through it. Neon got through it. That was his first drone race. And thank gosh, now we finished closer to midnight.
A little bit.
And we're in prime time for Neon to win this event, his almost hometown event. If he gets this next win, that's 2 aces. He is your champion. It's on Rec, who is second the last time around, AK, who is third, or Pino, who is fourth, to get an ace. A win to push us to a third round of Chase the Ace tonight for the 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship, elite class. Let's go green, pilots. Arm your quads. Live on the tone, less than 5.
Everybody jumped at the same time. Looks to be, yes it is, it's a clean start for our second round in Chase the Ace finals. You love to see it.
I love to see someone in front of Neon to make it interesting. That was AK holding him off. Now it's Neon up in number 1 spot. AK right behind him. Pino's right in the thick of things right there. Neon, AK, Pino. 1, 2, 3. Rec is in 4th, but only 2 seconds separating all 4 pilots after 1 lap. Holy guy, more to go.
Still side by side. Nothing but pressure coming from AK in 2nd place, right on back of Neon. Now just less than 1 course feature, maybe 1 gate behind.
Call it 9/10 of a second. That's what timing says, and we're keeping the pressure on. Neon on to lap 4. AK 1.3 seconds back. Right behind him on to lap 4. Pino now running 3rd. He's a little bit far back, and Rec is in 4th, but less than 6 seconds separating them. And we still have another lap to go on this next pass. There goes Neon onto the last one. Here comes AK on the last one. 3 seconds back. Is this one done? This is going to be a nail biter. Everyone's on lap number 4. 5.
Here comes Neon, 1/2 of a lap remaining. There's a start finish, makes it official with his 2nd ace. Neon FPV, the Northeast Whoop Championships champion in the elite class. Bravo. AK bringing in a 2nd place. The crowd is loving it. 3rd place going to Pino. And Rec in 4th place for that particular heat as we do a little bit of math and science to figure out the podium results here.
Well, word is coming in from our remote officials. Thank you to our 4 great friends watching from afar, making sure that all the gates are passed correctly, the lines are right, and the champions are right here tonight as well. Results are official as we do that final tally ahead of our podium presentation. We start with 4th place. He was 5th in qualifying, finishing 1 spot above where he qualified. A pair of 4th and a 3rd for Pino to be 4th overall here at the WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship. Your 2nd runner-up, 3rd overall on our podium. A 2nd and a 4th for Nebraska's Rec, getting a piece of our podium here tonight. Your reserve champion, as we look to the left of the screen, he's already celebrating. He already knew he was getting a piece of the podium. And in that final round of Chase the Ace, it looked like he was going to get the win on that one, holding off the almost unstoppable Neon. Your reserve champion is AKFPV. And we all saw it. 2 up, 2 down. Your TQ with 2 aces, 2 wins when it matters. Your 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship Elite Class Champion, Neon FPV.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an amazing elite class finals. My goodness. I know I was on the edge of my seat. Third place. Dawson Reckinger, a.k.a. Rec. Let's go. 3rd place. What's up, buddy? Let's bring him over here in front of the camera, guys. Jeff, let's bring him over here in front of the camera. We got all the time in the world for this one, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, Rec. Ladies and gentlemen, Dawson Reckinger. All right, 2nd place. Joe, who do we have? AK. Don that man with his medal. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Knight. also our track designer and track setup lead. And the man, the myth, the legend, the spoon is not real, Mr. Neon, Johnny Exeter. Neon. Way to show up, bro. That's a hell of an elite class, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to kick it back over to Joe and Jesse for the outro.
Can you believe it? The finals we wanted. It's been a long event, a full day of qualifying, 4 top 16 double elimination brackets, all leading up to this moment and Neon's epic victory.
Well, of course, we do want to thank those that made this event happen, our great sponsors of the 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Web Championship. You see them all around: Fly Tribe Magazine, Beta FPV, Radio Master, Emax, along with Newbie Drone, Tiny Whoop, and Happy Model, and many, many more. Of course, our feature and major presenting sponsor, WeBLEED FPV, renowned for all your drone parts and those racing gates. You want to set up a course just like we set up here? WeBLEED FPV has all your gates and supplies and more. Congratulations are in order. Of course, we started our morning with the hobbyist division. Some first place champions right there. Our congratulations to FPV Fritz, who was third in that one. Merman, who was your reserve champion. And Just J FPV at his first race and his first time on the top of the box as we grow drone racing, starting in those earlier classes and climbing their way up. And how about that sport division? That was a wild one. You can play it back and watch that on the WeBLEED FPV YouTube channel or the MultiGP YouTube channel as well. Congratulations to our second runner-up in sport. That was Revision A, our reserve champion Ethan FPV, who is our TQ as well in the sport class, and our champion Hooked FPV, who is hanging out with us all event long, rallying behind the pilots. We also saw him in the chat. Congratulations. He was at this event 3 years ago and qualified for pro and bottom of pro, and here he is a couple of years later, top of sport with a big win. Finally, that medal that eluded him. Earlier tonight, our pro class division, more DVR reviews for real and more DVR reviews for fun on those epic finishes. Great showing by our pro class division. Congratulations, Flightning, your second runner-up in pro, our reserve champion Joe Giotis, and of course, Static, your TQ and your winner of the pro division. And the adventure that we went on here this evening, as we see him on the screen, your second runner-up, third on our podium, Wreck in our elite class. AK pulling up our reserve championship here tonight, and Neon FPV comes back from the sim, where he's winning nonstop there, to IRL in real life to be our overall 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship here in the elite class. What a night, Jesse P.
How could I ever forget it? I mean, the question on everyone's mind, we've all seen Neon racing online. Can he perform in the heat of the moment with all the pressure of a championship on his shoulders? He showed up here tonight and said, yes, I can.
Well, of course, so many more events to come. 2024 is just getting underway. We're coming back in just a few weeks' time, going to Dallas, Texas for the Mayhem Crazy 8 team race, endurance race. Big Saturday. We go from dawn till dusk. Lots of drone racing on the MultiGP YouTube channel. A week later, we're going to Purdue in Indiana for the Collegiate Drone Racing Championship, April 24 to 25. Then we go to the Ice Storm in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I believe they actually have a couple pilot tickets open. So if you want to race micro, they got Tiny Trainer. If you want to race 5-inch indoors, I think they have a few 5-inch open seats available. That is the Ice Storm, April 24 to 25. Then the big event that you and I are excited for, that reunion. You know, CT, Chris Thomas is going to be there, all the cast and crew, Gank Man, you name it. The party is happening June 12 to 16. What is it?
I.O.
That's right.
The Multi-GP International Open. And yes, this is going to be a huge year. Please show up. Come and hang out with us. You won't forget it. I cannot wait for that event.
The Multi-GP Global Qualifier season is also kicking off here in a few weeks' time. Going to qualify the world's renowned pilots in 2 divisions, our Sport Class division and our Pro Class, to the 2024 Multi-GP Championship course. We want you to subscribe to our channels, the WeBLEED FPV YouTube channel, in addition to the Multi-GP YouTube channel. While you're out there hitting that like button, the notification button, you got to go to the Tiny Whoop YouTube channel as well. Hey, man. When something's going on with Jesse P, Scully, Multi-GP, drone racing, whether it's 5-inch, open, Tiny Whoop,
yeah,
you gotta know. You gotta be a part of the chat and celebrate
that's right.
with us.
There's a handful of channels to follow if you want to be on top of all the hottest micro drone racing. WeBLEED FPV, Multi-GP, Perspective Image, Tiny Whoop. Follow those channels. But let's see. Cincinnati Quad Racers just had their epic museum race. There's lots of epic micro drone racing out there if you want to follow along on YouTube.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
Look at that.
I also want to give a big thanks to Heads and Bach Grinder hanging out with us last night in qualifying. We had a lot of fun there. This whole event has been an absolute blast. Shout out to Diver Down, Dougie Kling with our live stream. And also thanks to Perry, Seeker, also Borg Slayer for their administrative and their race control, their duties making this thing happen. Everyone said the event was great. And qualifying now in brackets, so smooth, so epic, and some great podiums, great racing thanks to their support. And
You're going to meet me right here in about 1 year, Joe?
1 year's time. Let's come back March 2025 to the Craftsman Inn and Suites here in Fayetteville, New York. It's just down the road from the WeBLEED FPV warehouse, so you know we got that hometown advantage. Let's plan it again, March 17 if we could. Everyone loves to celebrate St. Patty's with a Guinness, and even better when you can do it drone racing indoors. On behalf of my good buddy Jesse Perkins, Jesse P, Mr. Tiny Whip himself, the entire cast and crew, bringing you the 2024 WeBLEED Northeast Whip Championship. Thanks each and every one of you watching from here in-house and afar. It has been an absolute privilege and a pleasure. We'll see you at the next drone race. Have a great St. Patty's Day.
Good night, everybody.
We bleed! WeBLEED FPV. Shop now. FPV whoop drones, whoop gates, and accessories. FPV swag. Join the adventure today. Only at WeBLEEDFPV.com. We bleed. We Bleed FPV. Shop now. FPV whoop drones, whoop gates, and accessories. FPV swag. Join the adventure today. Only at WeBLEEDFPV.com. We Bleed.